This must be their gladiatorial arena.
You got there.
Yeah. And I'm learning about this culture.
Are the blood all the same color, or is there like?
In this area, it looks like there's in that kind of spot on the ground. It's mostly red, but you do see kind of spattered slightly on the walls. There's some very dark green blood, and you see that where that blood is kind of at. It seems in a very exaggerated kind of like spattering.
I'm gonna go up to that. And I'm gonna physical science that guy.
Go for it. And what are you doing?
Watching him.
Okay.
Physical science 13 plus 6.
He's in bloodhound mode. I'm just gonna let him.
6 total?
I don't want to interfere.
13 plus 6.
13 plus 6. Okay. For a second there, I was like, oh, wow. You just collecting and kind of checking at the blood spray, whatever it came from, just judging by the kind of pattern of it, it was from something that was either at a very high kind of height, and it looks like it was something very violent
And like
that
Dexter
caused
Morgan.
it. And
Blood spatter.
it spatters up
From
probably
Sandman.
about like 5 feet up on the wall. But you see that from that area, it looks like it's on that one wall that's across from the entrance of the hallway, and you see kind of slightly some more that appears to be a little bit more dry where those rocks kind of caved in. So it kind of gives you a slight idea of where that like bleeding kind of started
So it's
and
damp
came from.
still?
Seems to be slightly damp still, yes.
I grab a sample.
Okay, all right. With your physical science, you are able to get a more cleaner sample with this. Still a little bit of dirt, but it's a very kind of deep, dark, kind of emerald, slightly emerald green sort of color.
This is new to me.
Yeah, but it looks like a very viscous water.
Ooh, it's kind of coagulated.
A little bit, yeah. Chet kind of kneels down next to the spot. He kind of looks. He kind of touches the portion of the
I'm gonna mimic that.
Don't smell it.
stain
Oh,
as
you don't do it?
You don't
Why
know what
did
that
he-
is.
Why did he do it?
I don't know. I'm telling you not to do it.
He holds his hand up, and you see that the tips of his gloves are actually starting to kind of burn a little bit, and he kind of shakes his hand and kind of
Don't put it near your face if you don't know what
swipes,
it is.
kind of pushes it down into the sand.
So, whatever creature this belonged to, its body is acidic.
It had hot blood.
it-
See how it boiled?
It corrodes. How did it live and survive?
It had spicy water.
Spicy water.
The
Spicy green.
the Kasathis kind of like moves forward, and you see him actually like sling his rifle as he kind of touches the smear. He kind of pulls it down, and you see him kind of rolling it in his hands. He looks down at the still kind of smoking like fingertips. This is the Crest Eater. This is a most violent beast.
I don't think that was Soren. He wasn't a crest eater, was he?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that was our friend.
It was a creature from my homeworld.
Really?
It was brought with on the generation ship, but they're usually kept in very isolated containment.
Crest eater. So, what does it do?
But yeah, why would its blood be out here?
Well, whoever fought it certainly put up quite a fight, but then he kind of like looks down at the spot on the ground. It appears that whatever it was fighting against lost, and they tend to inject their acidic venom. It corrodes the bones and the hard tissues, and that is what they consume.
Yeah, what does it do?
Does it smell solar or anything?
I don't
Are you
know.
picking up whiffs of like anything?
Ted, I got a sample of the blood that I saw back in their medical facility.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cross-examine it with the samples I got from
Yeah.
Soren in the ship.
Yeah, makes sense. As
And-
one would.
That's what I do.
You see the Kasathis kind of look at the both of you. If your friend was fighting this, you have my condolences. There are very few that can fight a crest eater and survive.
Well, if it came down to that, I think Soren went out like he would have wanted to.
Bleeding.
Believe me, it is not the way you would wish to go. It is very painful.
Well, you didn't know Soren.
You didn't know Soren?
Yeah, he was one of a kind.
Have you ever had your bones liquefied and pulled out forcefully?
What was that? Was that 6 years? 7 years? No, I haven't.
Believe me, these stories do not do the pain justice.
Does anything do justice?
The act of...
Is there a way I can simulate this event so I can kind of...
If we find the crest eater, I'm sure you can certainly try and see
Well,
how
that's
it
not
feels.
simulation. That's just actually doing it.
Feel free.
So where do these crest eaters live? Do they like to burrow? Do they like to...
Well, God, is it still around?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Believe me, if it was still around, we'd hear it before too late.
Here,
But
before we see it, King Kong return.
but no, they do live. Our home planet was similar in a arid capacity as Ekaton, but
Makes sense.
as I mentioned, they were very contained on the generation ship's journey to here, and the release of one is usually quickly recovered and sometimes loss of life, but for one to be just out and about, I would imagine these followers of Dormatash assumed it was a challenge worthy of their skill.
Wow. They must be pretty hefty guys.
They are fools to think that they could try and take one.
I don't think he's a believer.
Well, and Chet kind of like stands up. I'm not in a mood to find it and test that theory about them or this crest eater. Well, if we can possibly try and find any other information in the area, we'll try and look for him. But that's not looking too good for your friend, I'm afraid.
What do you say we do?
It's your call.
They're the experts.
Do you want to go
I
back?
had no answers. What else are we gonna do out here?
Well, do you want to keep looking or do you want to...
I mean, we'll do whatever they say we can do out here, but I don't know. This isn't my strength.
Yeah, I don't know this area
I'm
that
a
well.
wheelhouse.
Believe me, the sooner we can leave this area, the better. If they're gone, they're not going to be gone for long. Seems like they like to use this area to test their metal. So let's get this done quick. And
I don't see
And
any bodies.
Buzz is already like through the doorway back where we came, and I'm poking through. And I'm like, well,
Well, then let's go. I don't. Why are you still standing there?
Can I go into that collapsed area?
it's a large kind of like corner of the room that's like a rubble pile essentially. But yeah, you can certainly check it out.
I'm going to go back there.
Okay. You see, looks like probably a lot of the rocks came from the top portion of this wall and the ceiling itself, and it collapsed down. You loosely can kind of see that there's like a doorway that might have been there. There's like a kind of an edge that kind of looks broken off, but it looks like whatever struggle had happened came into this room through here.
Do I see anything in this area other than that?
Give me a perception check.
It's a 4 plus 7. 10? 11.
11. It's hard to see. I mean, you see the wind kind of bristling through and like kicking some sand through. So I mean, if you're looking for like like signs of maybe like piecing together what had occurred here, it's really hard to kind of discern anything other than kind of what you already know. And it looks like the environment itself is kind of in a way already starting to kind of blend this in with the rest of the area. And you do see that the other side kind of opens up into a much larger area. You kind of see the gap. Through the gaps, there seems to be some sort of like open area on the other side.
Okay.
But that's all you really see from that.
There's something back there.
And Chet kind of motions for you to kind of step over to the other doorway that's facing out this way, and you see that it does indeed kind of come out into what appears to be a amphitheater, kind of half circle. This is the far end of the rounded edge, and you see there's like another groove on that far side, and what appears to be an open pit in the middle. And you see large sconces that line the top kind of viewing area. It looks like there's very weather-worn stone slabs that probably passed as seats at some point in time, but it looks like whatever construction this originally was really lost its kind of design to the sands of time, kind of.